Hey guys, if you are freaking out about iOS 14.5, the update on Facebook, you should, but also you really shouldn't. Now, the latest article that has come out in recent weeks shows that app tracking has only 5% opt-in rate since iOS 14.5 update, which is crazy. And what that means is that if you are an iOS user, only 5% of those users that are updating the software are actually allowing apps to track them. Now, this is terrible if you're an advertiser, if you're running ads on Facebook or another social media platform, because then that means that it's going to become very difficult for you to see the full picture of what's happening with your ads campaigns. First off, as I make this video, it's May 27th. It's been about a month since the not the pandemic. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's been about a month since iOS 14.5 rolled out. And just to keep in context, it usually takes a couple of weeks to see mass adoption. It's a little bit different in each region, but worldwide, we know from Flurry Analytics that it takes about 5 to 6 weeks to get to that point where over 70% of the population that has these iOS devices has actually changed and upgraded their software. So it's kind of hard to see the impact in the first few weeks. Now we're entering week 5 and shortly week 6. So now we should start to get a better picture of how this is going to impact our campaigns. Going back to that headline, as of May 10th, only 5% of the users who are updating the software are actually allowing the platforms to track. Now, if you're running Facebook ads, if you're doing a lot of retargeting and you know that's where you sort of get the bulk of your return from, this is definitely going to be an issue. However, I am pretty sure opt-in rates are not going to stay at that level. First thing first, by default, you're going to, whenever you see a pop-up come up, it's user experience that the button, if there's two options, the option at the top is the one that you're going to tend to click. And that's something that this update did by design, is that the allow to track, they put it at the bottom. So they're creating a user experience that most people are just going to mindlessly press don't track just because you tend to click the button at the top first, because it's usually yes, then no. In this situation, the allow to track is at the bottom, so it's a no then yes experience, and that's not how most app experiences or button experiences look like. So some people might just be opting out, not because they don't want to have a personalized experience, but just because of the experience of how the prompt comes up when they download these apps or are using these apps. The other thing is Facebook announced that they not only announced, but they're already doing this. They've launched an in-app education campaign, Facebook and Instagram particularly, so that once you download their apps, they're going to give you a notice on the screen that's going to say, hey, you're on iOS 14.5, and it's going to say, we need your permission to track you, but it's going to give you these headlines that you're going to see personalized ads, and it helps to keep Instagram and Facebook free of charge. I think when you tell someone, by letting us track you, we're not going to charge you, I think that is a great way to present the value exchange. If everybody had to start paying for Instagram, I think that'll piss a lot of people off at a global level. So it's really genius that Facebook is leading with this verbiage. And they're also calling out that you can support small businesses that rely on the ability of ads to reach their customers, which are kind of compelling reasons to allow the platform to track your data so that they can, not charge you, and because you'll help local businesses. And that's something that people really care about, supporting their local businesses. My sort of prediction is in the coming months, as Facebook and Instagram and maybe these other social platforms really start to ramp up education efforts and educate our consumers that just because they're not allowing tracking doesn't mean they're not going to get ads. Also, once people start to realize that having an unpersonalized experience sucks, when you start to get ads for like diarrhea and you're a girl and you're getting an erectile dysfunction pill that's like for men in their 50s, like when you start to get these terrible ads, it's going to piss you off. It's going to give you a bad experience. And I think a lot of times we take for granted that we're able to use these platforms because they're advertising, and that's how they're monetizing and they're running these businesses, but these businesses can't run for free. So I think as consumers, as we start to realize that not having personalized ads is a terrible experience, things will definitely start to change. We'll see those opt-in rates go up. And here's the great thing about it. At some point, we'll probably get, maybe up to 50 or 60% opt-in rates. The people who opt in now are doing that with consent. So there's sort of like a little higher degree of qualification because these people are more leaned in because they're saying, hey, I'm willing to allow myself to be advertised to in order to enjoy the benefits of these platforms. And I think that might positively reflect in ad campaigns as they're sort of going to recognize that these products and services are going to be targeted for them. And maybe there's just a little bit more interest because they gave their consent to begin with. That's sort of my point of view. I would definitely do some sort of analysis on your own campaigns after we cross the 5 and 6 week mark and look 5 weeks before the iOS 14.5 update rolled out. And then what's happening after and do some sort of CPA analysis to get a gauge. One best practice I'll leave you with before I wrap up this video is that you should definitely be tapping into engagement retargeting from signals natively on the platform. So if you're running any video campaigns, retarget those users. If you're, if you have an Instagram page, retarget page engagers or profile engagers. Same thing with Facebook. You can create one audience, bunch them all up if they're too small, and you'll definitely see some success there. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Marketing Hustle, where we simplify marketing so that you can accelerate your business growth. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.